Okay guys, welcome to what I think will be a great series of helpful videos to help you study for the Chapter 4 test. And what I want to start with here is graphing in standard form. So just to sort of back up to the beginning of the chapter and give you some helpful reminders about what was going on when we were graphing in standard form. If you're going to graph in standard form, it would be helpful if the quadratic equation was written in standard form. So either f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c, or y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And I have here a function that's written in function using function notation. F of x equals 2x squared minus 8x plus 6. And the first and most important thing we should do right now is to identify a, b, and c. And if one of the terms was missing, make sure that you identify that coefficient as 0 because it's not there. So if it was just 2x squared plus 6, then no linear term means that the coefficient of the linear term, b, was 0. In our example here, we have an a of 2, a b of -8, and a c of +6. Be careful to bring the signs with the coefficients, or in the case of the 6, the constant. And so the first thing we're going to look for is where our vertex is, and we'll build out from there. The easiest thing to find in standard form is the vertex. And the most important coordinate of the vertex is the x-coordinate. So the x-coordinate of the vertex, when we're in standard form, is at the opposite of b over 2a. So that would be at the opposite of -8 is +8, all over 2 times 2, because a is 2, which is equal to 8 over 4, which is equal to 2. So our vertex is at 2 comma something. And that something is going to be dictated by figuring out the function of 2. So we're going to go back into our original function and say that the y-coordinate of the vertex, right, f of 2 is equal to 2 times 2 squared minus 8x plus 6, which would give us 2 squared is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, minus 8 times 2, whoops, I put 2 right there, 8 times 2 is minus 16 plus 6, so 8 and 6 is 14, and 14 minus 16 is -2. So our vertex is at 2, -2. Now, as we've learned in class, what we're going to do from there is build a box. Right? We're going to build a box, and we're going to use what we know about the symmetry of parabolas to help us out. And what I suggest is, as long as there's no funny fractions in here, is that we just go 1 unit in either direction. So we're going to go 2, 3, 4 in this direction, and 1 and 0 in this direction. And we're going to take these values and substitute back into the original equation to get our other y values. So the first one we're going to do is 0. So f of 0 is equal to 2 times 0 squared minus 8 times 0 plus 6. Well, 0 squared is 0 times 2 is 0 minus 8 times 0 is 0, so we're going to get 6. So f of 0 is equal to 6. Now, because the parabola is symmetrical and because we went out 1 unit, equal units in either direction, since 0 is 2 units away from 2, and the y value that goes with 0 is 6, 2 units in the other direction is 4, and the y value, of course, is 6. Now I go for the 1, and I say f of 1 is equal to 2 times 1 squared minus 8 times 1 plus 6, which is equal to 1 squared is 1, so that's going to be 2 times 1 is 2, minus 8 plus 6, 2 and 6 is 8, minus 8 is 0, so f of 1 is equal to 0, and of course the value for 3 is also 0. From there, we would go to a quick sketch, if we didn't have perfect graph paper, but you will on the test, and we'll plot our vertex, 2, -2, 1, 2 to the right, 2 down, that's our vertex, and then I got my 1, 0 over here, so 1, 0 right there, and my 3, 0 right here, and then 4, 6, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got my 0, 6, and my 4, 6, and a rough sketch is right here. And now the last couple of things that we want to add into the picture, we may or may not ask for on each question, but just keep in mind that our axis of symmetry is a vertical line with the equation of x equals the opposite of b over 2a, which is that x equals the positive 2. That's our vertical line equation for the axis of symmetry. And since this parabola opens up, the vertex is at the lowest spot of the picture, thus calling the vertex our minimum point. So we have a minimum value at -2. That's everything you need to know about graphing in standard form.